Fred Rachani of TSC News here to recap WWE Hell in a Cell. Do not adjust your computer monitors, your phones. Yes, I am live on YouTube before the SmackDown Live main event for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view of Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. The reason is, well, if Shane McMahon is actually going to beat Kevin Owens, at least according to the odds that I saw before I went live here, I'm going to lose my mind. So I figured, why not we all lose our minds together and watch the remainder of Hell in a Cell. Right now, we are currently in the middle of Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode. It's been a pretty good match. Let me raise the volume here on my TV set a bit. Looks like Bobby Roode is starting to get the upper hand again. It's been an okay match. This Hell in a Cell pay-per-view started out really strong. Nice showing by Gable and Shelton Benjamin to defeat the Hype Bros. We had an incredible Usos versus New Day matchup. I mean, it was just great. It was the best Hell in a Cell match in years. The Usos ended up getting the win in a long match to become 5-time tag team champions. But unfortunately, after that, it kind of, I don't want to say all went downhill, but it started trending downhill, and we just had probably the lowest point of the show so far. But before we get to the rest, let's take a call from our buddy Alan Wu. Alan, are you on? Actually, Alan's not on yet. I guess he'll call back. But, oh, man, just brutal stuff, because I witnessed Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and that had a finish that did nobody any favors. Alan, you're on the line. What's up, man?
Hey, hope everything's been well with you. You got me, right, Fred?
Yep, I have you here, buddy.
I had to switch a little setups. Got the laptop on the call, and I got the WWE Network on my monitor. First time I subbed back. I literally just subbed back this evening to WWE Network.
You picked an interesting time. What have you thought about Hell in a Cell so far? I just mentioned that the Usos are now 5-time tag team champions. By far the match of the night. The best Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, intense.
By far the best Hell in a Cell match in years. Maybe the best Hell in a Cell match since Triple H versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 28. Or I'd say maybe if you want to go back farther than that, might be the best Hell in a Cell match since, I'm trying to think, maybe Edge and Undertaker, honestly, at SummerSlam 2008. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen a Hell in a Cell match that good.
And a very good case study in terms of a pretty good face stable, a good face duo that turned, and now they've really remade themselves. I mean, look at the Usos. Look how much, and of course, imagine what the WWE's attitude is towards not turning Reigns heel sooner.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, I think if they had the Usos and Roman Reigns as a heel in the stable, that would absolutely be money. And as we're talking, it looks like Bobby Roode's going for a glorious DDT. He just got back body dropped by Ziggler. Ziggler going down for a cover too. Okay, and Bobby Roode kicks out. Dolph Ziggler was going to come out with his music. It turned off in the middle of his entrance. He wants no elaborate entrances. He just wants to essentially be Dolph Ziggler and prove that he is the best. And I don't know. I mean, I know he's getting heat right now, but I think this gimmick is death for him. But Alan, let's go through the rest of the results before we get to the main event, which, depending on the ending, might be a lame event. We of course, we had Usos win. We had Gable and Jordan win. We had Randy Orton and Rusev have a really good match. But unfortunately, in 2017, for whatever reason, Randy Orton beat a guy who's younger than him, who's really good in the ring, and who can talk on the mic. I don't understand this deal with Rusev just losing every now and then. I get that you want to protect Randy Orton, but Randy Orton's a legend, man. It's not like this guy's been jobbed out most of his career. I mean, he's been protected more than most over the last 15 years, and it's kind of ridiculous to see him beat Rusev. I don't know if you had similar thoughts, but I was not happy with this.
Yeah, I don't even remember the last time Rusev's won. You see Rusev, you're more likely to see him lose. He's the equivalent of the Giants almost.
It's a shame. It really is. And technically, he did beat Randy Orton a couple weeks ago in a quick match, but that doesn't count. I mean, for the most part, since he's been on SmackDown, he's just been a joke. Ugh.
On a meaningful basis, exactly, which is a question of meaningfulness. The guy has been quite physical, and he just never gets a push. I think this is a bad news for the Rusev camp. And ultimately, if you have a good finisher, they're going to get you pushing. And not to denigrate Orton's abilities. He has the abilities. But I think they did it because, they still love they cash in on the RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Hey, and look, Rusev takes a great RKO. He's great at selling. He's great at everything.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
maybe he's too great at everything, and that's why he's not winning matches, which sucks. Speaking of sucked, we had Baron Corbin pin Tye Dillinger. That's right, Tye Dillinger, who was added to this U.S. title match. Daniel Bryan, the GM, made it a triple threat match. So it's Styles versus Dillinger versus Corbin. Baron Corbin got the pin on Dillinger after AJ Styles hit a phenomenal forearm. Corbin threw Styles out of the ring, pinned Dillinger 1, 2, 3. The match itself was awesome. It was a very good match. However, Corbin pinning Dillinger, winning this one. Look, it's not the end of the world, okay? It really isn't the end of the world that Corbin is now your new United States champion. But it's kind of bad when your top two male single stars are Baron Corbin and Jinder Mahal, at least based on who's holding the titles, which is just crazy to think about in 2017. You have a roster of AJ Styles. We have a roster of Shinsuke Nakamura. You have a roster of the aforementioned Randy Orton, who I know hasn't exactly lit the world on fire or anything, but he's, I'm sorry, did I say Shinsuke Nakamura or Randy Orton? I'm in the middle of watching this Dolph Ziggler match.
Squared Circle on Reddit, they're bringing up Finn Balor. Like, how are the Jinder and they're the top of the 5, but they're in the top of the cards. But yeah, not a Finn.
Well, yeah,
Balor.
Finn Balor stuck with Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail, which we could talk about in a sec. Sorry guys, I got a little distracted because I guess hang on. It looks like Bobby Roode pinned Dolph Ziggler by rolling him up and grabbing the tights because Dolph Ziggler tried to grab the tights, and then Dolph Ziggler just kicked Bobby Roode in the head. So this literally got no one over. Wow. Okay. That was a weird finish. All right. Whatever. Okay, Bobby Roode's officially announced as the winner. Just man, some good finishes on this show and some bad finishes on the show. Anyway, what I was trying to say is when you have a roster of guys like AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton, even though he hasn't lit the world on fire as of late, although he did lit Sister Abigail on fire, like you'd think like one of those guys would be some of your champions, but instead you have Jinder Mahal, who, look, I like the fact he stepped up. I like the irony of him being a character that calls out people on their racism when he's really right, even though he's supposed to be a heel. I like the fact he's worked hard at the gym. He seems like a great guy in real life. Totally. I don't even think it's been bad that he's been champion for a while, but I think at some point, okay, you need to change it up, and you need to give a guy a win when he needs a win, or don't put him in a position where he has to win. So anyway, Corbin won the U.S. title. It's not the end of the world, but for SmackDown, it might not bode so well because, the top two single stars are Jinder Mahal and Baron Corbin based on who's holding the championships. And the reason I say that is because we had the WWE Championship match, which occurred a little while ago. Jinder Mahal, Shinsuke Nakamura. This was not a good match at all. Imagine that, Shinsuke Nakamura in arguably the worst match of the show other than Charlotte and Natalya, which is saying something. And essentially what happened was the Singh brothers tried to interfere again. I have no idea why on the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view this was not inside Hell in a Cell, when this is a matchup in a feud that should have Hell in a Cell because of the constant interference. I don't get it. So Singh brothers were getting thrown out by the ref. Ref got distracted. Nakamura hit the Kinsasha knee on Jinder Mahal for the pin, but the referee came in late. Jinder grabbed the ropes. Jinder had been working on Nakamura's knee throughout the match. And towards the end of the match, Nakamura went for another Kinsasha. Jinder moved out of the way. Nak hit his knee on the turnbuckle, held his knee, was selling that injury. And then Jinder Mahal hit the Khallas, or as the we'd say in Arabic, the Khallas, that's done, it's finished. Throw him down, 1, 2, 3. And Jinder Mahal, more or less, pinned Shinsuke Nakamura clean.
And that all happened in rapid succession in under 3 minutes between the time Charles Robinson, the ref, wanted to get Jinder's gang out of there, the entourage out of there, and then Jinder Mahal finishing off the knees. It's typical. I mean, that's how they want heels to go over somehow. They think it makes it work. I mean, we've seen it before, so it's just describing it, you should have an idea of how he won it.
Yeah, but it's not even just that, dude. It's the fact that Jinder Mahal pinned this guy who really needed a win, who had so much momentum, who was undefeated up until SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And it's kind of ridiculous. I get it. They have a tour in India. They want to keep pushing Jinder, okay? But there are times, okay, there are times in wrestling, especially in recent WWE history, where a short title reign doesn't kill anybody. They just traded the tag team titles back and freaking forth. They traded the U.S. title God knows how many times. They traded the WWE title God knows how many times at the beginning of the year. Shinsuke Nakamura was in a position where he needed to win in order to maintain momentum. Or guess what? Put him in another match. Put him in a U.S. title match. Put him in a tag team. Keep him preoccupied. Don't put him in another position to lose. Despite what people think, wins and losses matter. And I appreciate the fact that they are building up Jinder Mahal for India. But if you're not going to put over Shinsuke Nakamura, then hot damn, keep him out of the title picture for the time being. Don't do this where he loses. Would it really have killed them if if Nakamura won the title and held it for a month or two? Maybe, just maybe, you could have done a reversal of roles on Indian TV where Jinder Mahal's the babyface chasing the title and Nakamura is the heel. Back in the day, from what I understand, they used to edit the WWE shows for India to portray Great Khali as a conquering babyface. You couldn't do the same for Jinder Mahal. Do you know what kind of pop Jinder would get is if you filmed the WWE Network special in India and had Jinder Mahal pin Nakamura to win the WWE Championship? You know how cool that would be? That'd be a cool scene and make Jinder come off like a bigger star. Hell, if you don't want to do it in India, if you think it's too risky because of logistics and everything, that's fine. He could have lost it at Survivor Series at least. Or on an episode of SmackDown before the December tour. It's not like Jinder Mahal is going to be relegated back to mid-card overnight. But no, let's just keep Jinder Mahal champion. Chauncey Bullock, who's watching us live. And by the way, if you guys are watching us live, please feel free to click that like button and share this with all your friends. Also, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to click that stupid bell emoji on YouTube to enable notifications. Unfortunately, YouTube has been a little weird with these notifications. Some people get them, some people don't. So if you click that bell and enable them on your phone or on your PC, you'll be able to get all notifications for any videos that we upload. Just want to put that out there right now. But yeah.
And just to draw up the situation about Jinder Mahal, a fast fact for you, he's now surpassed Shawn Michaels' length of his reign between, and you should know Shawn Michaels is a long-time championship run. That was in 97, and it was covered in my favorite WWE Network series, the Monday Night Wars. It was the Montreal Screwjob. He reigned for 140 days. And now Jinder Mahal is going to get the reign. He will be guaranteed to have 141 days as champion. He's had the title that long, folks.
It's been quite a while. I don't even mind that. I just think they got to do something interesting with them. And I get it. It's India. They're trying to build that market. But honestly, I don't think it would have killed him if you lost the title tonight. You have Shinsuke drop it at Survivor Series. Some people may say that hurts Shinsuke more if he dropped the title. I don't think so. There's times in recent WWE history where a brief title run wouldn't hurt anybody. I've brought this up a million times before. Ryback back in 2012, he had momentum. He was undefeated. He could have beaten CM Punk for the title, lost it a month or two later. If business goes up, you could have kept the title on him. If business was about the same and you had a plan with The Rock and CM Punk, you could have just had Ryback drop it. A couple of years before that, Wade Barrett as part of the Nexus, he had a ton of momentum. Nexus had a ton of momentum. You could have given him the title for a couple months just to enhance that storyline. What do? Nah, let's just have him lose and lose and lose. And guess what? He never regained his momentum. Ryback, he never regained his momentum. So I don't understand it. I really don't. It's like they beat... It's weird. When guys need a win, they don't give them the win. When some guys need to lose, they don't have them lose. And, I guess it's whatever, man. They're in a position right now where they can do whatever the hell they want. They're definitely number one, but house show business hasn't been great. The attendance at the Little Caesars Palace, wherever the hell this new arena in Detroit's called, isn't that great right now for Hell in a Cell. But, hey, it's okay because just Jinder's champion. And look, I hope it works out for them in India. I really do. Jinder's worked very hard. But I've been interested in a SmackDown product in quite a while. I really haven't. Evidently, based on attendance, a lot of WWE fans have been interested in a while. I think it's unfair to blame just him. I think overall, WWE has trained us over the last however many years that SmackDown's not as important. They've trained us to believe that, if you're going to a TV show and the big stars like John Cena aren't there, it's not important. And, we see the result of that And before we get to the Hell in a Cell main event of Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon, let's go through the other results here. We had Natalya versus Charlotte. This match was so-so, and Natalya retained her title but lost via DQ when she took out Charlotte's knee with the steel chair. This was unbelievably lame. Just a finish that really kind of killed the positive momentum the show was having over time. And then we just had Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode. And granted, I was watching this while I'm live with you, Alan, but this was just a match to me. This was nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this really was nothing special. And you know, some people may think Natalya's kind of a boring champion. I don't think she's a boring champion. I just don't think she's a great heel. I think she's a much better babyface. She comes off so likable on Total Divas. For all the people that say she doesn't have appeal, I mean, check out her social media followers and the fact that she's been on Total Divas since day one. You know, obviously she has an appeal to a lot of fans, but I'm just not feeling this heel thing. I'm really not. But yeah, well, Alan, I am gonna get ready to do some commentary on this Hell in a Cell show. If you want to stick around, I'm going to take a quick break, show you guys a quick clip from a recent interview with Diamond Dallas Page, and then we'll hop back on here to talk Hell in a Cell. Sound good?
It's a real treat. You guys should listen.
All right, stand by.
Well, you know, I think coming off the war, I know coming in there, and I did in 2002, maybe it was 2001 when I came in, I didn't realize all the heat that there was there, you know. But, you know, we almost put them out of business. It was really close to us actually winning the war right before that swing. And, you know, the whole Austin Vince McMahon angle got red hot, you know. So coming in there, there was a lot of tension. I didn't really know till I got there. But you know, as time went on, you know, it dissipated, you know, it started to go away, and that's when they invited me to come in to do, you know, the very best of Nitro and host number one, and we sold really great, you know, the very best of Nitro, because the fans were jonesing for something at the time, and so much so that we had a best of Nitro 2, then a best of Nitro 3, and that's where things were really starting to loosen up with WCW and WWE, because in the beginning, when I first got the script that they wanted me to do for WCW, you know, the very best of Nitro, when they sent it to me, I never called them back. And about 3 days later, the producers called me back and they were like, Diamond, so did you get the script? And I said, yeah, I got it. And they said, so what do you think? I said, I think you don't want me to do this. They're like, no. We really want you to do this. I go, well, you know, were you there in 96, 97, 98? He's like, oh, yeah. The producer he used to be watching our show and tell Kevin Dunn what we were doing, you know, as we went through it. And same thing we did. And I said, well, then you know that we really kicked your ass for almost 2 straight years, right? He's like, yeah. I go, well, I'm not going to say some of the stuff that you want me to say. I get that, you know, history is written by the winners, but I'm just not going to say this stuff because we kicked your ass for a while there. And I'm not going to, like, make it look like we didn't know what the hell we were doing. And he goes, oh, no, dude, if you got a problem with stuff, just change it. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So I did, and it took Michael Hayes literally actually calling me up and telling me, listen, this is like the shoot, you know, they're not trying to screw with you, you know, because I was shell-shocked, you know, from coming in there originally. But then the next one, the Best of Nitro 2 went even smoother, and the third one, they were like putting over WCW, and you could tell that it was starting to change. And, you know, then I've always been asked, you know, to the best of, if they're doing like the 1000th episode of Raw, I was one of the guys they brought in, you know.
And we're back. We'll go back to that clip a little bit later if we have time, folks. For our recap, I'm right now firing up the feed for WWE Network, got my audio synced up, and oh man, here we go. Kevin Owens was just about to enter the cell, and Shane McMahon hits a baseball slide, and they are starting to brawl on the outside. Holy doodle squat. Shane McMahon with his Muay Thai knees to the gut of Kevin Owens. Irish whips him into the barricade. I don't want Shane to get winded here. Oh, no. It's the dreaded Shane McMahon air punches and slaps. Oh, my God. This is so bad. Kevin Owens kicks Shane in the gut. Gives him a real elbow. Well, a realistic-looking elbow. And Shane with an uppercut. And then more of the 1-2s. Oh, my God. Shane McMahon looking like Floyd Mayweather. Hits a leg kick. Oh, my goodness gracious. Jose Aldo would be proud of that. Not really. Oh, man. By the way, Shane McMahon thrown into the cell, into the barricade. By the way, if you guys want to see more of that DDP interview and all my interviews with DDP and a lot of wrestlers, feel free to subscribe to this channel. Check out our interviews playlist. Shane hops off the barricade. Sloppy flying clothesline on Kevin Owens. Looks like he's favoring his knee a little bit. By the way, yes, there are pink ropes for Hell in a Cell this year for anybody that's not watching. Can Shane do it? He's on one knee. Punching Kevin Owens. Both men back to their feet. Did Shane McMahon just hit a cartwheel kick? What the hell, man? Is he taking capoeira? What's going on here? You can tell that training with GSP's coach Phil Nurse is paying off. But Kevin hits a mule kick to the body. Locks himself inside the cell. Remember, for some strange reason, for some stupid reason, this Hell in a Cell match featuring a giant cage with a roof on it is false count anywhere. Shane kicks Kevin through the cell into the face. And now Shane is back in the ring. Well, back in the cell. Throwing Kevin inside the ring. He's locking the cell. So much for false count anywhere for now, I guess. Shane wearing an obnoxiously tight baseball jersey that says the money on it. And it looks like... Oh! Jesus Christmas. Shane gets bounced off the apron by Owens. Back first into the cell. That has got to hurt. Holy crap. And he's thrown into the cell yet again. Bouncing like one of those cat toys that I bought for my cats from Petco. Shout out to the good people at the Freehold Petco. Kevin Owens picking up Shane. And throws him into the cell again. And Kevin Owens, I guess he's staring at Shane's kids. And he's screaming, "Take a look at Daddy." And now he's doing the dance. That's awesome. And his kids are selling this violent beating by smiling. As JR once said, he's smiling. He's smiling. And Kevin just beating the hell out of Shane right now. A frenetic pace for his Hell in a Cell so far. Shane looking more orange than ever. And he's thrown and now he's thrown back first into the steel steps. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this live chat, please feel free to click the like button, share this with all your friends, and please subscribe to this channel and click on the little bell to enable notifications. They're showing some replays of the carnage right now. For those of you that are just joining us, we've had 2 major title changes tonight. We had the Usos becoming 5-time tag team champions, beating the New Day in the best Hell in a Cell match in years, maybe in almost a decade. Actually, Brock and Taker was a pretty great Hell in a Cell match. But before that, I think the last really great one was maybe Edge versus Undertaker. But this was, yeah, that was tremendous. Kevin now just kicking Shane on the ground. We also had Baron Corbin steal a pin in a triple threat match with AJ Styles and Tye Dillinger. Tye was added to the match last minute by Daniel Bryan. And Baron Corbin, after AJ Styles hit the phenomenal forearm on Dillinger, secured the pin to become the new WWE United States Champion. We had Charlotte Flair win by DQ against Natalya. Crappy finish. Natalya attacked her with a steel chair. Took out her knee. And now Shane McMahon firing back with these body kicks. My God. Edson Barboza McMahon. Oof. Maybe he's going to hit a suplex through a flying armbar like Mighty Mouse Johnson. Mighty Mouse McMahon. Here comes the money. It ain't funny. But Shane rolls back in the ring, and he just gets stomped by Kevin Owens, who can't believe that he has to put over a 47-year-old man with no cardio. Yeah. Way to go. Way to go. By the way, poor Sami Zayn, nowhere to be seen in this card. The missing Mike Kanellis, nowhere to be seen on this card. Dolph Ziggler did lose to Bobby Roode via roll-up with tights because they were trying to out-cheat each other. And then Dolph just attacked Bobby Roode for no reason. I guess out of frustration for the fact that his career has gone down the drain. And yeah, nobody got over, which is always the best type of finish. We had Randy Orton earlier in the night beat Rusev. Good match. Rusev takes the best RKO, but Rusev should have won. Oof. And Kevin Owens hits a great short arm clothesline. Hits the big splash. Covers Shane. 1, 2, and a 2 count on Shane McMahon. Speaking of short arm clotheslines, I can't wait to see Okada versus Evil at King of Pro Wrestling, New Japan World. I believe it's airing at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. I don't think I'm going to be up for that, but I'm certainly looking forward to watching it on demand on New Japan World at GPWWorld.com. And Kevin now just beating down Shane McMahon. But Shane is firing back. And KO hits that headbutt. And it looks like he's trying to bury his foot in his leg or something. Look, he was trying to hit him in the nuts. Okay, and now he's just smashing him with the knee in the corner. Oh, it looks like Kevin Owens is going for the cannonball. R.I.P. Shane McMahon. Going for the cannonball, and he hits it on Shane McMahon. Shane is definitely in pain. Oof. Alan, you're on the line, man. Are you watching this?
Absolutely, I'm watching this. Shane's not shy of using his energy reserves, isn't he? He's going for it. And
yeah,
he's getting it pummeled too.
Yeah, right now I'm at the part where Kevin Owens just cannonballed Shane. Shane's on the ground. He's just writhing in pain. I have a strange feeling because of the fact that Shane got beat up so much on SmackDown last week that he's actually going to win this match. What do you think?
I still think we're going to see a pin on the roof of the cage, if anything. By the way, just a quick interruption before we send you back to regularly scheduled commentary. The Yankees just won. The series with the Indians is extended.
Oh my gosh, and Kevin Owens went for a swanton bomb. Shane McMahon got his knees up. I don't know who that hurt more. Good Lord. Shane McMahon is just too old for this stuff, man. He really is.
It's unbelievable. I thought Shelton Benjamin was still. He is in the pre-show. He did pretty good in his pre-show match.
The dude's 40.
Oh yeah.
Shelton Benjamin looks. You know what? Shelton Benjamin looks like a guy that's in his 40s. That's a real pro wrestler. Shane McMahon looks like a guy that trains once every few months for a pro wrestling match and then gets winded. And look, I like Shane. I'm sure he's a nice guy who happens to make bad investments in weed companies, even though I'm all for the legalization of weed and everything. But you know, I just don't need to see him in main events. I don't need to see him freaking throwing these punches at Kevin Owens. He's a heavy bag. He Irish whips Kevin Owens, hits a flying elbow. Oh, man. Spinning flying elbow. And now Shane, of course, has time to dance. He looks exhausted. My God. He looks so bloated. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, at least he's moving his feet. Oh, my God.
You've never seen me biking after the 30th mile.
These punches look so bad, and I kick to the head. My God. And Owens fires back with a crisp-looking elbow to the dome. And Shane now going for a DDT, man. It looked like one of those counters in WWE 2K that you know all too well, Alan. Oh. And Shane looking to go for the... I guess he was going to go for the pin. No. I guess maybe Shane's going for a shooting star press. And the 5 people in the crowd are chanting, "You still got it." Oh, bless their hearts, I guess. Shane going up top. Is he going to hit the shooting star press? Or a frog splash? What's he going to... Holy crap! And Shane hit... Well, he hit the shooting star press. He just didn't hit on Kevin Owens. Good Lord. Shades of the finish of AJ Styles and Shane McMahon, which was set up by that missed shooting star press. Oof. By the way, we're at the 11 o'clock hour here in the East Coast, so it looks like this match should be ending soon. Kevin Owens going up top. Is he going to hit a splash? Hits a splash on Shane McMahon. Going for the cover. 1, 2, and Shane McMahon kicks out of the frog splash. Not as bad as Shane McMahon kicking out of the last stride against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32, but still kind of crazy. I don't have the volume on full blast down because I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. What's your read of the crowd reaction of this match?
It's pretty It's been pretty fun. I have to say, I'm impressed with the crowd in general tonight. I think when Baron Corbin won the title, they were really getting louder. Well, one thing I didn't expect was earlier in matches that they would be booing the CM Punk chants. You're getting a little bit of everything from this crowd.
Yeah, I don't like the CM Punk chants either. I can't personally. I can't
At
stand
this
him.
point, it's taken its toll. It's taken its course.
Yeah, exactly. They beat the dead horse. All right, now it looks like Kevin's gonna go for the pop-up powerbomb. He's whipping Shane McMahon into the ropes. Go for a pop-up powerbomb. But, oh my God, Shane McMahon going for an armbar. And now a triangle choke. Oh my God, this is so sloppy. Trying. Okay, he's trying. I'll give him an E for effort. Okay, he's trying. This isn't Tony Ferguson level submissions. This isn't Demetrius Johnson level submissions.
Ooh, it's not.
But he's trying, I guess. He's trying. Shane McMahon trying. And Kevin Owens trying to slide out of the ring. And he pulls his head out from between Shane's legs, escaping the triangle. But Shane kicks Kevin into the cell. And now Shane locks in the triangle again. Remember, guys, it's false count anywhere, which means this match could end on the outside. It could end on the apron. It could end anywhere. Oh, my goodness.
On top of the cage, which is what I'm still hoping for.
Oh, wait. And Kevin powerbombed Shane McMahon onto the steel steps. Holy freaking doodle squat. Oof. It was like a Rampage Jackson Ricardo Arona powerbomb, or aka the powerbomb that Roman Reigns does every week. Every week that he doesn't make special anymore because he does it every week. Kevin Owens going for a cover. And Shane McMahon kicks out on top of the steel steps. This match is still going on. With all due respect to the effort of both men, especially Kevin Owens, who's carrying Shane McMahon right now, this match is having a whole lot of trouble touching the Usos versus the New Day, although it's not even fair to compare at this point. And the crowd trying to rally Shane. Still can't believe this is the main. I guess I can believe this is the main event.
You better believe he's in the main event.
Yeah.
With the WWE. They take whatever help they can get.
Yeah. So Kevin Owens.
I just realized the shirt in the back is a dollar sign. These shirts are the reason why we tune into the pay-per-view. He's wearing some company swag.
Some nice custom Shane O'Mac swag. And Kevin Owens now is just stomping on Shane. You know what, Alan? I take it back. The top single stars, technically based on championship and rank, aren't Baron Corbin and Jinder Mahal right now on SmackDown Live. It's Shane McMahon. No wonder the SmackDown brand is lighting the world on fire right now. It's all because of Shane McMahon. Thank you, Shane McMahon. By the way, do you know what chant I hate the most, Alan?
There's so many. I wouldn't even fathom to guess.
What's your least favorite chant?
My least favorite right now, it's got to be the CM Punk. I've been fairly. I think we had a discussion several shows ago about why would people chant the announcer's name when the stars are trying to have a good matchup, because it takes away from the attention of the stars, and you bring it on the announcers. That would be, I think, where I would go.
Yeah, well, you know what? I agree with both of those. Both of those I don't like at all. But you know what? Which one I don't like in particular too? During matches, we want tables. Because
we've heard that a lot tonight.
Because to me, it takes away the fact that these dudes are having a good match, and I don't think this is a really good match. I think Kevin Owens. I think it's a decent match. But just in general, I've heard even during I think like New Day and Usos, I heard we want tables. These guys are having a killer match, and you got some geeks saying we want tables. How about just appreciate the fact that we're gonna have a good match? Kevin Owens now set up Shane on the outside on top of a table. Looks like he's going for a splash or a cannonball. Oh my goodness!
Oh goodness!
Shane McMahon moved out of the way, and in the corner of Hell in a Cell with the table set up, Kevin Owens goes splat through the damn table. Crowd is chanting,
"Holy
crap!"
Now. They got their tables.
Oh my goodness gracious! Oh no, Shane McMahon gonna pin KO from here. 1, 2, whoa! Yep. And Kevin Owens kicks out. Wow! Look at this. They're showing a replay. That looked gnarly. Oof. Kevin Owens had to time that perfectly because he could have been really hurt on that one. It looks like the table did break his fall, literally and figuratively. Oof. That was a cool looking spot. But I'm sure he's going to be feeling that one in the morning. Man. And Shane now has a piece of the table. And he hits Kevin Owens with it. Wooden table to the back. Kevin Owens is getting some wood. And not in a good way.
Not in that sense.
Yes.
What would they do if that table came up in several pieces?
Oh,
Man, I would
yeah.
like to see that improv.
I don't know. Maybe they just stomp a mud hole in them, as our friend JR would say.
At this point, I don't want tables. I want trombones. There's got to be more trombones. He's looking for stuff.
Why is there a random aluminum trash can underneath the ring? Why is there always a random aluminum trash can? Does Hornswoggle still live underneath the ring? Does he need somewhere to go to the bathroom in?
They got better inventory than a Costco under there.
Yeah.
Everything except those Christmas trees they already have
Oh,
out.
man. And another table shot to the back of Kevin Owens. By the way, for those of you just joining us, we are doing commentary on the Hell in a Cell main event. We've had 2 title changes tonight. Baron Corbin won a triple threat match with Dillinger and Styles by pinning Dillinger to win the U.S. title. And we had the Usos beat the New Day in a phenomenal matchup to regain the WWE SmackDown tag titles. Uh-oh. Kevin Owens now laying in the corner. Shane McMahon has the aluminum trash can. I should have figured what this was already. Shane McMahon now is gonna go for his Van Terminator finish, the coast-to-coast drop kick from across the ring. Shane McMahon trying to just gently set it up on Kevin Owens. Uh-oh.
I think he hasn't missed coast to coast in a while. He's been on target with it. He's gone up.
No. I think he hit it he tried to hit it on Reigns and ate that spear and nearly killed himself. He got a bad concussion. Then I thought he was gonna retire after that, but evidently he's still wrestling.
And
Hang on. On my feed, he's about to go for it. Is he gonna hit it? Coast to coast on Kevin Owens. He hits it. He hits it. But Shane McMahon landed pretty badly. Yep. He's favoring the back of his head. Oh, my goodness. All right. Is this... Okay, Shane McMahon going for the pin. Oh, God. Is he going to be Kevin Owens? 1, 2. Wait. Kevin Owens just got his foot on the ropes. How is this a Hell in a Cell match with no disqualifications, no countouts, false count anywhere, and yet Kevin Owens got a rope break?
You know what this means? You know what this means? I had to break out the WWE Book of Rules.
How many no DQ matches have we recently seen where people grab the ropes and they say there's no rope break? I'm pretty sure we saw it last month in that Fatal 4-Way women's match at No Mercy, where I think it was like Bayley or somebody held onto the ropes and they said there's no rope break. What the hell?
I definitely need to look up the Book of Rules, the WWE Book of Rules.
This is ridiculous. The inconsistency is ridiculous. How?
At least they're more consistent than MLB refs, Fred. What did you expect?
This is ridiculous. Why? How? How in the hell was that not the finish? And look, I don't want Shane McMahon to win this match. I really don't. But what the hell? Why? Now Shane McMahon is grabbing pliers, and he is trying to break the lock that he put on the Hell in a Cell door.
I wish this was how bicycle thieves work in New York, because they would be taking way too long to steal bikes with chains on them.
Yes, Alan, you are a courier, and Florida sports courier, and you're also a real-life courier. So you know what the hell you're doing with bike chains and everything else. Alan, if you were trying to open this chain, if your bike was chained to this door, would it take you this long?
It would also be much louder, but he finally got it open.
Finally. All right, so the Hell in a Cell is open. Oh, God. It looked like Shane McMahon was too tired to use the bolt cutters. And now Shane using the trash can again. I'm just tweeting out the link again. By the way, everybody, if you're watching live along with us, please feel free to tweet out this link. Share this with all your friends. And please click that like and subscribe button as we're watching Shane McMahon, a 48-year-old man, beating the hell out of Kevin Owens with an aluminum trash can. Because it's 2017, and 2017 is weird, y'all.
And WWE needs to sell the network, Fred. They need to tout those veterans they have.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Freddie Mitchell Jr. says, damn you, Shane, for taking the shine away from New Day and Usos. I don't think he really is. So I'm not too worried about that. He really isn't. Because this match is not as good as Usos and New Day. And Shane now just boxing with Owens on the outside near the ramp, but Owens hit a low blow. DDT on the ramp. On that steel grating or diamond grate, whatever the hell that, diamond plate is. Once again, this is a false count anywhere Hell in a Cell match. Yet for whatever reason, when Shane McMahon hit the coast to coast and Shane McMahon pinned Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens put his foot on the rope, and that somehow broke the pin. How is there rope break? How? I don't understand this. Oh man, I really don't. Ugh. So that kind of took me away from this match. Oh wait, is Owens going for a? Oh, went for a suplex, and instead he rammed Shane crotch first into the cell door. Oh, Alan, as a man, how do you feel after watching that?
I wouldn't like to say Gary Sanchez took a worse hit in the wild card game, I think, for the Yankees.
But that's not saying much. Oh, man. Corey Bernier
the obligatory audience reaction.
Yeah. Corey Bernier, who's watching live along with us, says, "Where's Kane? Kane's busy running for mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. I think his wrestling days are long gone until he loses that mayoral race."
I heard the debate was going to be false count anywhere.
So now Shane is just favoring his McMahons, his Shane O'Macs. Owens grabbing him by the head. This match has already gone way too long. It's 11:12 Eastern time right now. Come on, man. One of the reasons I went live during this main event or before this main event was so we could get done a little early here. You know what I mean? But instead, we're going a little long. Ugh. Okay, Shane's on the outside still. Kevin's stalking him. Alan, are we going to get Shane McMahon jumping off the cell? Or do you think that this old man has done enough tonight?
I would say we're close. Yeah, they're getting really close to the we might have something to do with the commentary table. Oh, wow, he just flipped off the lid on the commentary table and went right for it.
Yeah. You're actually like about a minute, like not a minute, about 30 seconds ahead of me. So, okay. Now Kevin, he's clearing out the announcer's table. Maybe we are getting that dreaded table bump. Oh boy.
How new is this new arena, Little Caesars arena?
Does it have some this year because this was the last year of this past year was the last year of the Joe Louis arena.
Hey, try something new. If you got a new arena, they might jump from even further higher.
Perhaps. Headbutt to Shane McMahon, and now Shane is laid across the table. Oh wait. Could Owens be jumping? No, I don't think he's jumping off the cell. I think Owens is going to jump off the barricade. Looks like he's jumping off the barricade. Okay. Owens now. Get ready to jump off the barricade. Wait a second. Is he going to go for a frog splash? A senton? What's he going to do here? Here we go. Wait. Now Owens is looking up top. Why would Owens' character as a heel want to go to the top of the cell? Why? I mean, I guess I get why he could end Shane McMahon, but you're a big, stocky guy like Kevin Owens. Wouldn't the Kevin Owens character want to just beat the hell out of Shane McMahon away from the top of the cell?
We have to be watching one of those WWE 2K18 simulations here.
We do, which, by the way, if you guys want to watch the rest of our WWE 2K simulations, we did a bunch of matches for Hell in a Cell. Log on to youtube.com/TSC Gaming and stay tuned for our WWE 2K18 review coming up in a couple weeks. I did just upload
shameless plug. We got the FIFA and PES Pro Evolution Soccer reviews already.
Yeah, and Madden. But right now, it ain't fun and games. It's real life, at least when it comes to these guys' health, because Kevin Owens is at the top of the cell. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Is Kevin Owens really going to jump off this cell? Oh, man, they just picked up a girl on the mic that said that's some crazy shit. They had to bleep it out. Oh, my God. No. Kevin, no.
No, what?
No way. Okay, this is stupid. Don't do this. Kevin, don't do this. Don't do this. Okay, don't do this. Oh, man. Is it going to happen, Alan? I know you're a little ahead of me. Is Kevin going to do it? Is Kevin going to do it?
It's starting to sink in. And he just turned away.
Okay, yeah. Oh, well, you spoiled it for me, Alan. You're 30 seconds ahead. All right, yeah. Kevin just yeah, he can't do it. Wait. Is he gonna do it? Hang on. No, he's not. He's teasing it. He's teasing it. I don't want to hear any of these damn fans boo Kevin Owens because that is a dangerous spot. That is a dangerous spot. Oh wait, but Shane McMahon's climbing up. Shane McMahon somehow has enough energy after not having energy to use bolt cutters. Has enough energy to climb the cell. Holy doodle squat. Can Shane, who's in pain, obtain the strength to climb the top of the cell and regain his will and get that victory? I can't even remember the last time Shane McMahon won a match. Oh my goodness. Shane McMahon. He's dangling off the cell. Is Shane going to fall? No. Don't do it, Shane. No, Kevin. He's got kids. Kevin. He's got kids.
Don't they both have kids?
Yes, they do, but you know what I mean. Just play along, Alan. Oh, no.
Goodness.
Okay, both of these guys are on the roof of the cell. Thank God this is the reinforced cell of 2017 and not the flimsy cell of 1998. And they're just brawling. They're doing a Don Fry, Yoshihiro Takayama spot, which does not look great when Shane McMahon's doing it. But wait, Shane hits a Russian leg sweep on top of the cell. Oof, it looks like both guys hurt their freaking heads or something. Shane's really favoring the back of his head. And I don't think he's just selling that. I don't know. Oof. Okay, they're going to show a replay here. Did Shane hit his head on the back of the cable? No, he didn't, but it looks like a hard landing. Either
Don't
that
they
or
have scaffolding for the refs to get up to the cage, the roof of the cage, in case there's a fall on the cage?
Actually, where's the ref?
Pinfall. Who counts the pinfall?
Oh my God, I just realized that. There's no referee. And why would they make a referee who's not a wrestler go up top here? Wait, Shane hits a body slam on top of the cell.
Good grief.
Oh my God. Man. Shout out to Lord Danger who's watching us. He knows a lot about danger because this is dangerous.
Yep.
Or as my favorite Japanese commentator say in New Japan, dangerous. Oh, man.
Lord Danger. You cannot be wrong. Definitely a good word to describe the situation.
Okay, now they got the crowd. The crowd is chanting, this is awesome. This crowd that's been here for 4 hours is chanting, this is awesome. Props to these men, but the lengths that they're going to get that chant, I don't know. Okay, they're firing back with shots here. Holy crap. Again, how the hell... Oh, wait. Shane's going for a suplex? He hits a suplex on the cell. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. This is a little too... I know they reinforced the cage, but this is a little too... I mean, this is... I don't know. They're tempting fate here. I know this is reinforced, but my God.
It's too real.
It is. It is, and there's still no ref. And honestly, I think it's unfair for them to get a referee up here. It's scary as hell. Oh. Thanks for subscribing, Lord Danger. And for anybody else who wants to subscribe, just click that subscribe button, click the bell, enable notifications. You won't want to miss all our interviews and recap shows like this one right here. Oh, super kick by Kevin Owens on Shane McMahon. Again, there is no referee here. What the hell's going to happen? Oh, my God. It looks like... Wait! And Owens hits a splash. Oh, a backsplash on Shane McMahon right in the middle of the cell. For those just joining us, KO and Shane are both on the roof of the cell. And I'm sorry, I don't care if this is reinforced or not. This looks so damn dangerous. Oh. Okay, I give these guys their props. I really do.
They look like they've done this before. We got to look into how they train.
Well, Shane McMahon's been on top of a cell before. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Kevin Owens now. Looks like he's going for a power bomb. Going for a power bomb, but Shane McMahon countering. Shane McMahon countering. Shane McMahon with a back body drop. Oh. And it looks like Owens, he hit his ankle or some part of his leg on the support beam. Holy crap. I wonder what this is going to lead to. Because, again, they've been on the roof for, like, 5 minutes, and there's still no referee up here. Okay, both men are back on their feet. Owens favoring his back. Shane McMahon gingerly walking up to Owens. Kevin Owens deserves a big-ass bonus for this. For real, man. Kevin Owens deserves a big-ass bonus, or Shane McMahon needs to take some of his fat checks from WWE and all the stock he has, or whatever stock he has left, and just give some of that to Owens. My God. Okay, and now they're just trading shots. Shane hit some body shots. Oh, man. What's going to happen here? Both guys are still on top of the cell, still brawling. Just trading. Wait. Oh, my goodness. Pop-up powerbomb by Kevin Owens on Shane McMahon right in the middle of the cell. Oh. Holy crap. Look at this. Oh.
That is an adequately justified reaction.
Look, I mean, I know that the top of the cell looks a little bouncy. But it's still like fence. You know, it's still fence. There's still support beams, and it's still scary as hell that you're up like what 20? How many feet is that, Alan?
Look, about good 4 stories.
How high is hell in a cell?
20
feet.
Not
Today's
know
Hell in a Cell is
subway stations
today's Hell in a Cell is 20 feet tall, according to the internet. And back when Mankind fell, it was 16 feet. Oh God, wait! Is Owens gonna throw him? Is Owens gonna throw him? No, Owens, don't do this, Owens, no! Oh, but Shane McMahon stops him. Shane McMahon stops him. Shane McMahon protects his life. Whew. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Owens now back to his feet. Shane trying to get back to his feet. Shane ducks underneath. Body kick. Clubbing blow. Another clubbing blow. Forearm by Owens. Shane trying to keep himself afloat in the middle of the cell. Who's going to give? What's going to give? Oh. And Shane McMahon. Oh. Shane McMahon just eats a straight left by Kevin Owens. And now Kevin Owens is just leaving the top of the cell.
To a loud chorus of boos.
But wait.
Chorus.
Shane McMahon's grabbing him. Shane McMahon's grabbing him. Owens is desperately trying to get back to the bottom. But Shane McMahon now, he's got to do something. Uh-oh. And Shane's following him down. Crowd's booing. Crowd's booing because these men have not died.
Exactly. NASCAR crowd.
Yeah. Oh, no. Wait. One of these guys is going to fall off the edge of the cell. Who's going to fall off? Both men are on the wall. Both men are trying to go down. Shane McMahon kicking Owens' body. Punching him in the body. Kidney punches. Smashes his face against the steel. Smashes his face against the steel again. Is Kevin Owens going to fall through the table? It's going to fall through the table. And Kevin Owens falls through the table.
Oh.
Holy doodle squat.
There's your case of the Mondays on a Sunday. What a fall.
Holy doodle squat.
Boy.
Oh. I hope Owens is okay. It looks like he hit his shoulder really badly. Oh.
That's that 15-foot drop for you, my.
I know part of this is selling. But seriously, it looked like he landed badly on his shoulder. Look at this. Okay, they're showing the replay right now. He gets hit. No, okay. The table did break his fall, but it stuttered a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it took a second. It's like there wasn't a lot of give. Like the table the underneath support broke, but that top part kind of stayed in place. Oof. Damn. Oh.
I'm tired just watching this thing. These guys are amazing at what they're doing.
Yeah, look, props to both men. Even though I hate the fact that Shane McMahon is getting the upper hand on Kevin Owens, I do respect both men. Oh. Shane McMahon now crawling. Looks like he's going to make the cover. Can you imagine if Kevin Owens kicks out of this? Oh, no, Shane McMahon... Wait. Shane McMahon was going to pin Kevin Owens, but morally, he's like, I don't know if I should do this. Come on, Shane. This is the man that headbutted your daddy. A 73-year-old man. Wait, what's Shane doing here? Shane's trying to pick him up.
He wants more.
Shane's trying to pick him up. What the hell are you doing, Shane? Take the finish when you can get it. What the hell you do? Oh my God. Wait. No. Shane McMahon is going. He's undoing the other announce table. He is gonna jump off the cell, isn't he? Oh my goodness.
He legitimately killed that tablet. That tablet sold the move, Fred.
Oh no.
That tablet did a blue screen of death. Windows Surface.
Oh boy. Shane McMahon wants to end this once and for all. By the way, no matter how cool of a dive Shane McMahon hits right now, it is still not going to change the fact that it is absolutely ridiculous that Shane McMahon may beat Kevin Owens right here, right now. Oh. Kevin Owens laid across the announcer's table. Shane McMahon. I think he's going to go up top. Oh, boy. He laid him across the announcer's table. I think he's going to climb him up. By the way, for those of you that are just joining us, yes, it's almost 11:30 Eastern time here where Alan and I are at in New York and New Jersey. And believe it or not, the Hell in a Cell match between Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens is still going. My Twitter feed's blowing up because people can't believe this match is still going on. Kevin Owens already took a spill through the announcer's table, and now Shane McMahon is preparing to dive off the Hell in a Cell. Very quickly, Jinder Mahal beat Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the WWE title. This was lame as hell. Baron Corbin's the new U.S. champion, pinning Tye Dillinger in a triple threat with AJ Styles, which is a really good match. And Usos beat the New Day in the best Hell in a Cell match in years to regain the tag titles.
Agreed.
Shane McMahon, what's he going to do here? What's Shane going to do here? What's Shane going to do here? Shane McMahon. Oh my goodness. Is he going to dive off the cell? That's 20 feet in the air. Don't do it, Shane. Don't do it, Shane. Shane, don't do it. And he dives off.
Goodness. Oh.
But Kevin Owens moves out of the way. Holy doodle squat. Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
That was Sami Zayn.
Wow.
Sami Zayn just turned heel.
Good.
Sami Zayn just moved Kevin Owens out of the way. What the hell? What the hell is this? Never mind the fact Shane McMahon just took a bad fall. I don't give a damn if that's a crash pad or not. Holy crap.
All right.
Sami Zayn.
All right.
How's that for a plot twist, Alan? Sami Zayn just moved Kevin Owens out of the way.
Here comes the audience shots. Here comes the audience.
Sami Zayn just helped his enemy, Kevin Owens, move out of the way. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna try to repeat this again. Shane McMahon went for a dive on Kevin Owens through the announcer's table off the cell. Sami Zayn moved KO out of the way. Yeah. Shane went through the table. Wait a second. Sami Zayn is dragging KO on top of Shane McMahon. What the hell? What the hell? Wait a second. Count him, ref.
You gotta grab the right ref.
Count him, ref. Count it. 1, 2, 3. And Kevin Owens beats Shane McMahon. And he does it with Sami Zayn's help. Holy crap.
I'm glad Sami grabbed the right ref to do the pin. That would have been funny if it was the wrong ref.
Oh my God.
My goodness.
Talk about turning a main event around. This main event was pretty good, but kind of ridiculous because Shane McMahon was getting the upper hand. And then here we have a plot twist where Sami Zayn comes in and helps Kevin Owens beat Shane McMahon.
Why couldn't we get these swerves on the other pay-per-views? The swervometer is pegged, Fred.
Yeah, why couldn't we get, Braun Strowman beating Brock Lesnar? Holy crap. Sami Zayn has helped Kevin Owens defeat Shane McMahon. Why, Sammy? Why? Now, as I try to recollect my senses, Alan, let me just repeat something for myself and for all you.
You and me both.
Sami Zayn helped Kevin Owens beat Shane McMahon. But not only that, in storyline, Kevin Owens, former WWE Universal Champion and former Ring of Honor World Champion, needed Sami Zayn's help to defeat 47-year-old Shane McMahon in a no disqualification Hell in a Cell match.
Yep.
Man, that crash pad looked like it had no give. Let's see that dive again by Shane. Oh, I mean, it looked kind of bouncy, but it still looks like it hurt. My God. Wow. Well, I got to say, in terms of a spectacle, this Hell in a Cell match delivered. I did not like the way it was laid out, per se. I thought it went way too long. Way too long. I mean, seriously, it's 11:31 Eastern time. This match just ended. But, holy crap. Wow. Man. And we're getting quite a mixed reaction from the people here. Oh, my goodness. Why, Sammy? Why? Alan, thoughts on this main event?
Well, this one definitely... I was still bummed out they couldn't scaffold or forklift the referee up to the roof. That's awesome.
Oh, man. Scott Anderson, are you on the line?
I think so.
Scott, what the hell did we just witness?
Well, first I'm on my phone.
Oh, man, we're losing Scott. I think Scott's so distraught over the fact...
some computer issues.
No, I hear him. Man.
I barely hear Scott. Scott,
right.
I feel like you're so distraught right now because of the fact that we just witnessed Shane McMahon dominate Kevin Owens at times. Oh, man. Scott, you there? Sky Too Hottie. All right, well, we'll get him back on, Alan, but oh boy.
He must be more shocked than we are, and that's saying something for what we just saw on this pay-per-view.
That was crazy. I mean, it's a cool plot twist and all, but here's the question, Alan. Now what?
Now what?
Fred, do you have me?
Yeah, we have you,
Scott. We got you, Scott.
I was just asking, Scott. I was just asking the question to all our fans. It's kind of crazy and interesting that Sami Zayn turned heel, but now what?
Well, first and foremost, let me ask you guys a question. How old are you again, Fred?
I'm 28.
I'm 20. Alan, I'm 30 in November.
Okay, so I have a few more years on you guys. I've been watching this stuff a little bit longer than you. If you didn't know this, if you didn't know, it is true. If you didn't know this was going to happen, I feel sorry for you. It's WWE logic. This is what they do. Go back and look at my tweets from whenever. This was obvious. We knew it was coming. WWE sets it up for you. They basically put it right in front of your face. When for the last couple of weeks, Owens and Zayn have been going back and forth. They've been talking about their friendship. It's obvious that this was going to happen. It was pretty cool to see. The match went way too long. The pay-per-view went way too long. It was not
that obvious, okay? Because the odds were saying, obvious. Hang on. First of all, okay, the odds were saying, all right, and by the way, why is Daniel Bryan not on Talking Smack? That's kind of ridiculous. No offense to Rosenberg. But, okay. First of all, the odds were saying that Shane McMahon was going to win. Let me turn off my Xbox in the background.
The odds were also saying Buster Douglas was going to get knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Okay. The odds were saying that Shane McMahon was going to win. And okay, if you're talking about WWE logic, and let me get my other headphones here on right now. Yeah. And boy,
my phone doesn't have much life, so I'll stay on.
Oh boy, I got some great headphone hair here. Oof, this is brutal. You know, I'm gonna put these back on because that looks like crap.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I see you. Yeah, you took the Scott approach, didn't you? And went with the earbuds. I like it.
Yeah, I did before, but you know what? Yes. My hair looks so bad. I'm just gonna put the headphones back on. But anyway, because they messed up my nice hair. My hair is not very headphones friendly. My point is, Scott. Okay, you want to talk about WWE logic? Okay, let me tell you something about WWE logic. Okay, typically, when a guy gets the upper hand on the Go Home show, that means he's going to lose. Did Kevin Owens not get the upper hand on the Go Home show? Did he not?
You are correct. No,
I am
absolutely.
correct. I am correct.
But wait. Did Jinder Mahal not get the upper hand as well?
Wait, did Jinder get the upper hand?
I believe so.
By the way, as you can tell, I've been half paying attention to SmackDown lately because it's been
Well,
so
so
not
have I.
interesting.
But correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't they show on the vignette to build up for it that Renee Young was interviewing Shinsuke, and then Jinder came out from behind and hit the Khallas on him? Didn't that happen on Tuesday night? I think.
I think it did. I
think
honestly
it did.
like it's such a blur. I really haven't cared for SmackDown
But
lately.
you asked me where does Sami Zayn go from here. This makes sense. All right, think about it. He wanted to go to SmackDown. Daniel Bryan wanted him on SmackDown. He comes to SmackDown and he's nothing. So he's the disgruntled employee, just like they've done for the last 500 years. It's the same stuff over and over and over again.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it makes sense. And this could actually, I mean, I hate to see Sami Zayn go heel, but it's put it this way, I would rather have had that finish than have like Stephanie McMahon come out and help Kevin Owens win.
oh god, yeah, that would have been worse.
All right. So let's call a spade there. Put it this way, I'll just keep it simple, like I said, in case my phone dies. If anybody didn't watch the whole pay-per-view, watch the first half hour and the last half hour, and you're good to go.
Agreed. I think
fair.
this is a tale of two pay-per-views. You had the two marquee matchups which delivered, even though I was not a fan of the logic of Kevin Owens, former world champion, needing somebody's help to defeat 47-year-old Shane McMahon, that angle and those last couple of spots definitely made the match delivered. And you know what? It did work for the live crowd, but it did go way too long, though. I mean, the pay-per-view
But you do
stuff went
realize
too
it was
long.
the same finish as the WrestleMania 32 finish with Undertaker and Shane. The same
Right.
spot, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Just what's
And if you notice, the tables did have a little bit of reinforcement on them. Those things were a little bit thicker than usual.
Yeah, but it looked like that
So-
kind of was to the detriment
Yeah,
of the
they
guys.
bounced.
Like they looked like they bounced off,
bounced.
and it kind of was, that's bad for your shoulder. I mean, it's not good for your shoulders anyway, but it looked like they bounced off a little too high.
Yeah, and I was kind of listening to you guys on YouTube a little bit during the main event, and I agree with those up top spots. You're tempting fate way too much right there.
Yeah,
Way
even
too
if it's
much.
reinforced, I mean, it's just, it's kind of unnecessary,
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but I mean,
No.
yeah, I know we're long past 98, 99, but still, still doesn't make it any less scary. But the opening match, which was the New Day versus the Usos, as I mentioned earlier, best Hell in a Cell match in years. Usos got the win.
Yeah.
5-time tag team champions. For the love of God, can these dudes get a WrestleMania appearance already? Okay, true one, not on the pre-show. They're so good.
Yeah, well, we'll
They're
see.
such a great tag team. Did you catch the pre-show match of Jordan and Gable against the Hype Bros?
Unfortunately.
Was anything good?
Nah, Jordan and Gable. Jordan and Gable. Benjamin and Gable. They won. Nothing happened. Nothing special. There was a little dissension between Ryder and Mojo again, but nothing over the top. And it was a match and whatever.
Right.
I mean, that was it. Real quick though, you were talking about the cell, and I don't want to bring this up, but I think Vince finally got his what's the word I'm looking for? His punishment in on Xavier for what happened back before WrestleMania. I'll leave it at that.
Muppets did, definitely.
Oh man.
Because my goodness gracious, Xavier took some shots.
He did take a beating. I mean, there was a spot. There was a spot when one of the Usos was stuck within the cell with like kendo sticks, like just
Yes.
get it stuck. And there was another where like they what do they do? Did they tie up Xavier? Or what did they exactly
Handcuffs.
do?
They tied him
Very
up
well
with the
done
handcuffs and
handcuffs.
put him over the LED turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And whipped him with the kendo stick. I would say they spanked him, but that might be a little too harsh.
Yeah, they
Ba-dum-ching.
beat
Anyway.
the hell out of them. We had so many trombones that were used as weapons.
Yes.
We had
Too-
the rainbow kendo stick.
Yeah, too many of them. I just want to know, WWE security should get fired for not checking under the ring for all these dangerous weapons.
Yeah,
That's
The chance coming in a year. We want trombones.
yeah.
Ugh.
By the way, I told Alan this. I hate the "we want tables" chants because only one complaint I have about this match, and it's not the Usos, and I think the crowd was great for most of the match, but when the crowd started chanting "we want tables" in the midst of these guys having a phenomenal match, I'm just like, they are doing everything for you guys. Shut up about the tables.
Well, there was no ladder, so
Yeah.
There were even people chanting CM Punk, and to the crowd's
Yeah,
credit, they
wow.
booed it.
Yeah,
They booed it.
thank God. I'm so sick of those.
Nah,
chants.
Dolph Ziggler should have came out of CM Punk. That would have been great.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
So let's go through some of these results real quickly. Though I just want to give a shout out to all the people that have watched this live, from Chauncey Bullock to A. Garcia, Corey Bernier, Lord Danger, Aubrey James, who I don't think is related to Aubrey Graham, aka Drake.
Could be related to Brian James.
Perhaps. Telvin Kipapa, Sammy Olay, UK Games, Terrell Scott, Jeremy Bowers, and Rick Ferd. What's up, man? So it's funny here because Sammy Olay says that Shane McMahon's going to arrive in a wheelchair on Tuesday. And that made me laugh. You know why? Because the night after WrestleMania 32, Shane McMahon barely sold the injury, and he was on his feet walking just fine.
And he has an extra 24 hours now to recoup. So
exactly. So he ain't going to be in no wheelchair. I mean, he should be.
Well, he did take a lot more bumps than he did in the Undertaker match. I will say that. I think so.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen Stephanie McMahon yet. She had a good bump at WrestleMania, didn't she?
Well, she was on SmackDown a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of, sort of. We don't need to see Stephanie McMahon on TV right now.
Yeah, we definitely don't. Hey, I'm happy Sami Zayn's getting TV time, and I do think he
was in the main event.
So and I think he did kind of help save the match in some way, in terms of like it being really, really newsworthy.
Would have been better if he had the Generico mask on.
That's true. Telvin also says, well, AJ Styles got the U.S. title over. That's right. And Baron Corbin now is going to get it under.
So what, on Raw and SmackDown, isn't it all heels champions? Yeah.
Well, Brock Lesnar's not really a heel. He's more just a...
Wow.
He's just a guy... He's a guy that I think a lot of people don't want to see as champion right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's... I guess more of a heel than you would say. But yeah. But otherwise, I mean, everybody else is. So that's interesting.
Wait, hang on. Hang on. Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, you mean singles champions or all champions?
Yeah, all champions.
Rollins and Ambrose aren't heels.
Oh, yeah. Well, I forgot about that.
Now, well, you know what?
They're forgettable. That's
you know what? It's easy to forget who's babyface or heel when the guy that they're pushing the hardest, Roman Reigns, is practically a heel anyway. So, yeah, I can...
Yeah, and to a degree, once they join up with Roman and the Shield again, and they start destroying everybody, it's kind of like heel moves anyway. So
but they're gonna get cheered. But of course
they're gonna get cheered.
But I think it's gonna be temporary for Roman because I think once they break away again, it's gonna be an uphill battle. And, I don't know, man.
Moving on.
Gonna be weird. Whatever. So let's go through the rest of these results before we get on out of here. For those that don't know, we went live before the main event, and we're doing live commentary during the main event. I think it's going to be a new thing we're going to start doing. It was a lot of fun to kind of do that. We used to do live chats for like the whole show, and that kind of became a little crazy. Not saying I won't ever do that again, but 4 or 5 hours on the air takes up a whole lot of time, especially for how much we prep. So, but before the main event, it was fine. I didn't even realize the main event was going to go that long. I figured we'd be on for a half hour and be out, but it's been like an hour. So they surprised us. Maybe we'll do the same thing for Survivor Series. Actually, Survivor Series is probably going to be really long because that's like a 4-hour show, and then the next pay-per-view in 2 weeks is TLC, which to me kind of devalues all these gimmick matches, right? Because you have Hell in a Cell, you have a ladder match, a tables match. Why are you having a tables match? Because it's time to have a tables match. Why are you having a ladder match? Because it's time to have a ladder match. Like, why don't you just have stipulations when they warrant them? Like the old days. I don't get it.
Well, hey, if we do a recap on the October 22nd show, we can also have a birthday cake and hats and have my birthday celebration.
That's right.
I will be older. I'm not going to say my age. Older again. So there you go.
Nice. Hell yeah,
I'll be that much closer to 40.
Alan, I'm going to leave that up to you since you're the party planner of TSC.
Sweet.
That is correct.
Oh, and if anything, Fred, real quick, not to interrupt again. If you're going to do anything for Survivor Series, let's go live for War Games on NXT. Spoiler alert.
I would like to go live for War Games, but I'd also like to kind of just sit back and enjoy it. We could go live after.
True. Yeah, we might have to do that.
Yeah, because you know what? There's new rules compared to the old War Games, so I kind of want to...
Okay, I didn't see the rules yet. So okay.
Well, I read them briefly, and they look different from the other rules, so I kind of, it might be better for us to pay attention. But we will go live afterwards. Idea. Okay, yes. So rest of the matches, we had Rusev lose to Orton via an RKO out of nowhere. Rusev went for the accolade, and then Orton reversed into an RKO. Rusev takes such a great RKO, but it's such a shame that this guy who's so talented just keeps losing, especially to people that can afford a loss right now.
Well, and the finish of the match would have been awesome if Rusev just had the accolade on Orton when Orton was going down for the RKO and he grabbed the arms of him and set up for it. It would have been perfect. But it's WWE logic for you.
We had Tye Dillinger be added to the U.S. title match, and it was Baron Corbin versus Styles versus Dillinger. Thankfully, Styles didn't take the pin. It was Dillinger after Corbin stole the pin from Styles. Styles hit a phenomenal forearm and Dillinger, and Corbin threw him out of the ring, covered him 1, 2, 3. I mean, okay, he's the champion. It's cool. He's got a cool theme song. It looks like he's been getting in better shape. His arms look a little bit more noticeably jacked and everything. So,
is that why he's wearing the T-shirt? Because he's not physically up to Vince McMahon standards, or is it something to do with the tattoos?
I don't know. I mean, I know he's like It's weird. The rules are different for everybody. He's a favorite of Triple H's, and because of that, I guess he's allowed to wear like that shirt, because I'm pretty sure that shirt's from like a clothing line that he reps and gets paid to wear. Which is kind of ridiculous that other people can't do that. But, you know, it's funny because CM Punk pitched that years ago. And, of course,
Brock Lesnar does.
Brock Lesnar does. And then, of course, all these years later, Baron Corbin, of all people, does. But, you know, he's a former Golden Gloves boxer. So is every other dude in New York, guys. Like, it's not that big of a deal. No offense to anybody that's a Golden Gloves boxer.
No.
I'm just saying there's, like, a Golden Gloves in, like, every freaking state. It's not, you know, it's not that special.
True.
But, you know, he got the win. He held his own. I just have no interest in him as champion. I really do think this guy needs to change his character. Right now, even with the title win, he's really just a bully that more often than not just gets beat up and beat up often. And so
it's kind of a cool way to do things.
I don't know.
Where does AJ go from here is the question.
I don't know. Something needs to change. Like, to me, I think I would have kept Wyatt on SmackDown. I would have linked these two up, and I would have had both these guys kind of like team up and motivate each other and just kind of, you know, be like a dominant tag team or something or whatnot. Like, I really feel like the Bray Wyatt character, I mean, especially Bray Wyatt character, more so than the Baron Corbin character. But I feel like both characters could use like that, like a valet or somebody that just kind of slaps the hell out of them and gets them like focused. Like, but instead, you know, according to rumors, Sister Abigail is going to be Bray Wyatt, and I don't know if it's going to be in drag, but just kind of more or less like, you know,
like face paint or something.
Something, I don't know. I mean,
makes me want to watch Futurama again. Bender, the gender Bender, the robot. When he stood up wrestling, that was his gimmick.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
you
yeah,
can put Corbin with like Harper and Rowan. That would work. I mean, why not? Something.
I mean, they're well. You know what? Harper looks kind of metal. Eric Rowan in his butt sweat suit doesn't really look like metal. I mean, you have to dress him up like a little bit differently.
Yeah, but you could do it. I mean, hey, Luke Harper's on the video for WWE 2K18. So what does that tell you?
And that tells me that WWE 2K is better at promoting Luke Harper than WWE is.
So awkward. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. By the way, another spot I forgot to mention in the Shane McMahon match, besides, well, there were a few spots. Like at the end, like Owens got knocked off the side of the cell by Shane, through the table, and then Shane went for a dive, but Sami Zayn moved Kevin Owens out of the way, fell through the table. But also before that, we had an awkward moment where Shane went for a shooting star press, missed it, and then there he had the coast to coast, right? Hit the coast to coast,
yeah.
Pinned Kevin Owens, had Kevin Owens beat, and Kevin Owens got his foot on the rope, and there was a rope break. Yet this was a Hell in a Cell match with no disqualifications, no countouts, and false count anywhere. And I swear, Scott, I could have sworn at least as recently as last month, I think in the women's Fatal 4-Way, when the women went for the ropes, they were like, it's no disqualification, there's no rope break.
Well,
Am I wrong here?
Mentioned that, Graves mentioned that the referee made a mistake because Owens had his foot on the rope. So, yeah, they picked up on it. But
the issue was Mike Chioda. That wasn't a rookie ref.
Yeah, that wasn't a rookie ref, but also that had to be a play on spot. I mean, everything's laid out ahead of time in Shane McMahon matches. So either he kicked out or that rope spot was planned and they wanted to cover up or act like the ref made a mistake. But either way,
something happened.
You know what? I mean, it's great that Kevin Owens won. I'm interested in the new facet of Sami Zayn's character, but it is ridiculous that he needed anybody's help to beat Shane McMahon. Speaking of help, this pay-per-view really needed some help after this finish. Charlotte beat Natalya via DQ. Natalya retains the women's championship. Maybe I've just been watching way too much New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I swear they need to just make DQ's title changes. They really do, like MMA and like Japanese Pro Wrestling, because it's getting ridiculous. These stupid finishes, and I know It was the only DQ of the night, whatever. But still, it was a lame finish. They were having a technically sound match. I was hoping that they finally live up to the expectation of their previous matches, especially the NXT one. And instead, what happens? They do yet another stupid finish for Natalya and Charlotte when Natalya grabs a steel chair, hit Charlotte's knee. Charlotte's crying, and Natalya just poses. Incredibly lame.
What makes that even funnier is Charlotte's doing the whole injury to the knee thing, still does the moonsault from the top rope to the floor because, that's smart. And then, like you said, Natalya hits her with the chair. But then when she goes to hit her the second time, I don't know what Charlotte wasn't in the right position. So looked at Natalya, turned her back to her just to get hit in the leg. Like, I know they're not going to do it, but hit her in the face with the chair like a man would do. I mean, I'm not doing the sexist thing, but do like the man spot, hit her in the face, let her fall down, and be done with it. It just looked like a dumb spot.
You don't hit her in the face. Jesus Christ,
the head,
Scott.
You know what I'm saying? Like the head.
You mean like the body? Hit her in the body or something.
Whatever. Just hit her somewhere.
Okay, don't hit her in the face. Scott Anderson, 2017 advocate for CTE.
I'm not an advocate for CTE. I'm just an advocate for women getting hit in the face. No, that doesn't sound right.
Stop it, Scott. Scott, you're gonna. Oh,
it's a late night, and I'm sorry.
Scott, man, listen, man. You have a beautiful pregnant wife who's probably overhearing this. Who's gonna make you sleep on the couch.
Outside.
Dude, you're outside. Even worse.
My phone doesn't get good reception in the house for some reason. I don't know.
It's great weather to be outside too. Have you seen?
Well, that's the other thing. It's so nice out. Why am I going to sit inside?
Listen. First of all, okay. So first of all, for anybody that was offended by Scott Anderson's horrible joke,
I said
horrible
offense.
jokes.
And no, it wasn't a joke. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant do something. Look,
I know what you
mean.
In the head, you
can
mean,
hit her
Scott,
in the face and protect it, and not make it look bad. That's all
I understand what you're saying, but we apologize to anybody that Scott offended with this horrible comedy because clearly Scott Anderson hasn't been studying Dolph Ziggler's matches. He's been studying his comedy, and he probably took some material from Dolph Ziggler. Are you gonna be the opening act for Dolph Ziggler when he retires?
That'd be awesome.
And now opening for Nick Nemeth, the offensive Scott Anderson. Hey guys,
we know it's not. Well, we know it's not going to be Amy Schumer. So anyway.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
So,
Actually, I'd rather watch Dolph Ziggler and Amy Schumer any day.
Look, that was not meant as a joke. It was just meant,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Let's move on from that horrible moment.
I know what you're saying, Scott. Okay.
Look, we can do this. Look, let's do the Sid Vicious. Let's just retake that, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's just redo that.
I'm still laughing about Shane McMahon trying to use the bowl cutters. He's probably the worst spike thief in all of America.
Well, he was so winded. Oh yeah, Shane McMahon was so winded. He was so plump and orange and just like, oh my God.
Bolt cutters 1, Shane McMahon 0.
Yeah, man. Oh God. Anyway, so yeah, that was a lame finish. So we go to our next match. Speaking of lame finish. They done killed the territory. Well, they would have done killed the territory if Kevin Owens had lost, but they've practically killed the territory. WWE Championship, Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
What is the point of having a guy lose it at one pay-per-view to have him challenge at the next pay-per-view only to lose again? I know Randy Orton did it twice, but...
Yeah, but Randy Orton's a legend at this. Randy Orton's a legend at this point, and he needed to be in that position to put over Jinder Mahal. Here's what I don't get. Here's what I don't get. Okay, I know they're going on tour for India. I know they got to build up Jinder.
Yep.
Okay, I get that, but this is a company that switched titles like hotcakes. Why couldn't you give the title to Nakamura? Not that the title means much right now, and let's keep it real here. This title at this stage of the game right now does not mean shit. It really doesn't. And I like the job.
Had meant more.
I like the job that Jinder has done. I don't think it's fair to him. I don't think it's fair to blame him for the bad attendance or all that stuff. But the bottom line is the title right now does not mean much. The time to take the title off of Jinder should have been at SummerSlam. And if you had a tour plan for India, guess what? You could have positioned this dude as the conquering babyface on Indian TV chasing Nakamura. But instead, you delayed it till Hell in a Cell. Or not delayed it. You booked the rematch of Hell in a Cell, prolonged this feud, and as we know now, delayed the inevitable and beat Nakamura. Why couldn't Nakamura just beat him, and then you could do Nakamura versus Jinder at Survivor Series and have him lose the title there? Or you know what? Better yet. Do it in India. And send Jinder there for like a month and have him cut babyface promos in India. Film vignettes of him in India. Talking about winning the title for India.
Yep.
And can you imagine the reaction of the live crowd? The scene it would cause if Jinder pinned Nakamura in India to win the WWE Championship again. Not just,
They've been partisan before with Rusev, yeah.
You know what could happen, and I don't know if you guys have read this rumor, but isn't there a rumor that like Cena's going to beat Jinder for the title?
That was long, yeah, but that was before. That was when Cena originally came back to SmackDown and then went to Raw. Not now.
Yeah, but I've heard he's coming back to SmackDown to win the title. That's what I've heard.
Well,
but anyway, could you imagine if they did the same thing with Jinder and Cena in India, which could happen?
You mean like Jinder pinned Cena?
Well, Cena's so well, Cena's worldwide. Maybe Nakamura is not as known in India, and have Jinder pin Cena in India. Why not? I mean, you want to get over in that market. I think pinning Cena is better than pinning Nakamura in India.
Or just put John Cena on the show.
Well, whatever, but I'm just saying. Well, either way, it's not good at this point, but maybe Triple H is doing his buddy Kevin Nash a favor by having Jinder become like the worst drawing WWE champion of all time.
Well, I think that honor still goes to JBL.
I thought it went to Kevin Nash.
It did go to Kevin Nash.
JBL beat that?
I'm pretty sure JBL beat that.
Oh, I didn't think so. Oh, well, either way.
You know what, though? I think it's kind of unfair to compare the brand extension era guys to Kevin Nash.
Way different.
It is. It is different. But that SmackDown, mid-2000s SmackDown was pretty bad. I'll say this. As lackluster as SmackDown has been over the last few weeks, it is nowhere near as bad as 2004, 2005 SmackDown. Nowhere near as bad.
Mid-2017 is not much better. And if Vince has his way, my God.
Well, no, but I'm saying
I know what you're saying.
Match quality wise, it's nowhere near as bad. I mean,
No,
as bad as it is right now, all right, we had Kenzo Suzuki and Rene Dupree as tag team champions. We had the Dicks. All right? We had Spike Dudley as a cruiserweight champion.
Well, you got Enzo Amore as a cruiserweight champion.
Yeah, but at least Enzo Amore sells merch and has some redeeming qualities, other than killing himself with bad bumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is ridiculous.
Okay,
and you know what? To me, they were in a position where they could have given the title to Nakamura for a brief period, had Jinder win in India, or if you want him to beat John Cena in India, he could have won the title back at Survivor Series. It would have been a quick reign for Nakamura, but you know what? Sometimes guys just got to win, and they can't be put in a position to lose. And because you put him in a position where he shouldn't lose, you should have had him win. Or guess what? Don't put him in the position to begin with. Keep him away from the title. It's the same thing with Braun and Brock. Braun had no business losing to Brock Lesnar at No Mercy.
No, it was just horrible.
Yeah, and what happened? He lost to Brock Lesnar, and the match sucked because of Brock Lesnar. I want to hear this stuff. Oh, Braun failed in the main. Stop it. Braun didn't fail crap, okay?
No, Brock.
There
was no spots in that.
Especially when Brock forgot the Kimura. You remember that when he hit the spine buster?
Oh, yeah.
It was like that spine buster, and Braun's just laying on him and waiting for him to get the Kimura. It was like they forgot a spot. Oh, anyway,
it's weird, but well, it's a shame that your second biggest babyface on the show is just another guy. That's the issue.
Yeah, and Nakamura, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, he got such a great reaction. He speaks English and Japanese.
He's just a guy. He's just a guy.
And look, it's not. Look, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. There's worse positions for him to be in. Okay, but if you're looking at it like glass half empty,
even though that's weird, but
you know what? Like they're just scratching the surface on what they could do with this guy. They're scratching the surface on what they could do with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, well, Father Time, is undefeated, and last time I checked, Nakamura is not the youngest, either.
Yeah, so the longer they wait, the more it is to their detriment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which will bring us to our next match, which Corey Graves made a major mistake, but we'll get to that.
I barely heard it because Al and I were talking about the rest of the pay-per-view. What was the mistake? Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, what happened?
It wasn't so much a mistake, but they're talking about Bobby Roode having nearly 20 years in the business, and then about 5 minutes later, Corey Graves goes, something about Bobby Roode being this hot new top prospect. Well, you just said he was 20 years in the business, so he can't really be a new prospect. Just kind of awkwardness. I don't know. So maybe not a major mistake, just awkward, like stupid. I don't even know what the word is, I guess Vince McMahon feeds him the lines, but not very smart.
Yeah, it just...
Sorry, I know I'm a little bitter tonight, but, 3.5 hours of Hell in a Cell, which really should have only been like a 1 hour show, kind of does that to you.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, but Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler, this is a weird finish. Bobby Roode couldn't just beat Dolph Ziggler in 2018 or 2017. They had to do a clever finish. I use that sarcastically, where Dolph was going to roll him up, hang on to the tights, and then instead Bobby Roode did the same, exposing Dolph's Ziggler
a little bit.
Yeah. And he got the pin. And afterwards, Dolph just hits him with a drop. Was it a drop kick or a super kick?
No, the zigzag.
Oh, zigzag? Okay.
Yeah. Well, first, we forgot about Dolph's grand entrance.
Where, his music hit and then it turned off and he just walked out with no grand entrance.
Then he did the Victor Kozlov entrance. Yep.
Yep.
Which, in a way, is kind of, okay, fine. You're just a wrestler, so come out to nothing. Which, that's what they used to do back in the day.
Yeah. What, you mean Vladimir Kozlov?
Yeah, Vladimir. I said Victor Kozlov. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's why I couldn't Google that earlier. I spelled his name wrong.
It's fine. So, Bobby Roode's grand WWE pay-per-view debut. And then we had, of course, the Hell in a Cell match where Kevin Owens beat Shane McMahon. Overall, it's
Did you
weird.
want to mention
Please don't bring up the
Fashion
KFC
Files?
commercial. Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Well, you can play as the Colonel in WWE 2K18. So there you go.
Okay, fashion. Yeah, hang on. We had a KFC commercial. It sucked. I didn't pay attention to it. Kurt Angle dressed as Colonel Sanders. Heath Slater was in it. And then we had the Fashion Files, which were just so lame.
Awkward.
No, it was bad.
Well, the Tooth Fairy thing was kind of cool.
It was dumb. I mean, they had the funny pictures of Cesaro as the Tooth Fairy with with his teeth missing, and Kevin Owens
Raven
picture doesn't wear sleeves. Yeah, that's so Raven with the picture of Raven, which is hilarious. So that was funny, but they said that I don't even want to recap this. It hurts my brain cells.
Basically, the Ascension came out looking like a very old, bloated Hulk Hogan, and in disguise, even though it wasn't disguise. They said they gave Breezango a poster that said, "We want to be your friends." They left, and there was a knock on the door. There was a briefcase. They opened it up. It was a light, kind of like when Paul Bearer would shine the urn at the Undertaker, and the case is back open. So this is going to continue.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
But it was a part of the show, and there was some funny-ish moments.
I guess. I'm just so tired of this. Like, they were building up to something, and they didn't. It's like Goldust with his weeks of promos saying he had a big surprise.
That's what they built up to. You realize that. It was Arn Anderson.
Jesus Christ.
You realize that. You realize that. That's what it was.
Yeah, all right. Well, whatever. All right, folks. We're going to get out of here. Let me just get some quick questions and comments here. Will Sami Zayn and KO go for the tag titles? They might as well down the road.
Not right now, yeah.
What the hell is that noise?
My air conditioner.
All right, wow. All right, well, way to go,
it's
Scott.
October. The Christmas gear is out in Costco, and Scott has the air conditioner.
I can't even put out my Halloween stuff because it's 80 degrees out here at like 11:30 at night.
It's midnight sharp.
It's
midnight sharp in the U.S., and it's 80 degrees.
Climate change is real, bitches. Power Spy in one game said this women's match was lackluster. It was. JB says the pay-per-view went all downhill after the finish to the women's title, and the only saving grace is Sami Zayn. Yep, I hope I hope Shane never wrestles again. Me too.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wish we had Mordecai. What?
Sure.
Power Spy in one game says we also had Luther Reigns on SmackDown in 2004. That is correct. And we had Mark Jindrak. Luther Reigns, the Dicks, Hayde Vanson in one video promo. We had the Gemini. We had Simon Dean. I mean, who else? What other geeks did we have?
I'll give you points if you remember where Deuce and Domino was built.
I was just thinking of them. Yeah,
from the
I
tracks.
think that might have been a little late.
From the other side of the wrong side of the track.
The other side of the tracks.
Other side of the tracks.
You know what? I'm gonna go to. You know what? Kudos to Power Spy in one games. Thank you for that super chat. because you were kind enough to provide us with that, I'm going to go to a SmackDown from nearly 13 years to this day. From Boston, Massachusetts, I just went on Cage Match.de, I think it's a
Well,
site.
we probably had John Cena on it at least.
I'm gonna read you what happened here, okay? I'm gonna read you the results from the SmackDown brand. We had Shannon Moore defeat Akio, aka Jimmy Yang, in a dark match. We had Luther Reigns defeat some guy named Matt Vega. Rob Van Dam beat Doug Basham, and the Dudley Boys with Spike Dudley beat Nunzio and Johnny Stamboli. We had a few segments in the ring. We had John Cena and Carlito Colon. We had, actually, I think this is Carlito's debut where he won the U.S. title. Okay, so that was kind of cool, but still. We had Rey
Jimmy
picked a great show for
the
it to prove
WWE.
your
Yeah,
point.
go ahead. Sorry about that.
Hang on. We had Rey Mysterio versus Kenzo Suzuki. We had John Bradshaw Layfield versus Hardcore Holly, which Hardcore Holly won via count out. Okay. We had Kurt Angle with Mark Jindrak and Luther Reigns. We had Big Show versus Mark Jindrak. We had Charlie Haas versus Billy Kidman. We had Orlando Jordan versus Booker T, where Booker T said to Orlando Jordan, he ain't nobody's dog. We had Heidenreich, and then we had the one bright spot, which is Carlito upsetting John Cena for the U.S. title.
Was that the night Heidenreich got a little up close and personal with Michael Cole?
I don't remember. I actually just closed the window, but yeah.
Okay.
Not as close as Vito did.
Not as close as the Yeti did to Hulk Hogan back at Halloween Havoc. Anyway.
Yeah. Russ Broski says the WWE title match tonight was the worst match. Jinder is champion, but he could be appearing on Jimmy Fallon and the Daily Show for Trevor Noah. Those are two wrestling fans. I mean, I guess they could be doing a better job of promoting him, but if his matches aren't good...
There's not very good chemistry between those two.
Yeah, and his matches aren't that good. I don't know. Let's see. Diego Cepeda, who won the main event. It was Sami Zayn. Well, technically Kevin Owens, but courtesy of Sami Zayn. Okay, we'll go to a few more here. This heel turn could be the one thing that really helps Sammy get on top, similar to Daniel Bryan. Yeah, hopefully. Let's see. Do you think that Big E deserves a singles run? Yeah, he's great. He really is great, and honestly, he deserved a real run back in 2013 before they gave up on him for no reason. Oh yeah, we also had Amy Weber and Joy Giovanni, who somehow ended up in a WWE or a SmackDown versus Raw video game. Crazy.
Well, Amy Weber, I believe, was in the Toby Keith video. So,
hey, there you go.
You have that.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off here because this recap went way too damn long, much like the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But, folks, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, please click the like button. Please subscribe for all the latest updates. I just uploaded a video on our Comic-Con experience. I'm working on some big interviews for you guys. We'll have an interview with UFC fighter Aljamain Sterling up, full half-hour interview later this week. Please click on that stupid little bell to enable notifications. It's kind of ridiculous. YouTube's been having a hard time getting notifications to you guys unless you enable them. It's kind of confusing. So if you see a little bell-looking thing or an option to enable notifications for TSC News, please do so. Make sure you're enabled because every time I go live, every time I make a new upload or whatever happens, breaking news, you will get that notification on your phone, on your email, and you'll be able to join us and join this conversation. Whew. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much. For Scott and Alan, I'm Fred Ricciani. This is TSC News. As always, enjoy the matches. Damn you, Jinder.